Yeah, it stings. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to South. They're a good footy team, and technically and tactically they execute well. We had it, we lost it, we had it. And it come down to obviously the field goal and the difference in the end. I thought the real turning point there was, in the game, was obviously we needed to finish with 17 fit men, and when Tarek went off there in the back row on the left edge, that put change to that. And possession-wise, it swung a fair bit their way in the back end. So, look, for me, next door, it was about the year that was. It's been our most successful year since 2011. Come into the semi-final series, not in the best form or shape, with a few injuries, and we go up and put a nice score in Brisbane, and then go tonight, and it comes down to a field goal in the end. So as a coach, it's a great character building experience for a lot of people. We've got some real youth in next door. There's 4 or 5 guys that their main goal this year was just to make first grade, and they've come out and played most of the year in first grade, and also finished in the second week of the semi-final series. So, very happy.
How would you describe that last 5 minutes after the lead, the way they executed those final plays? Is that a really disappointing there, that last?
Oh, look, you can break the game down a fair bit if you like, but that's not for this press conference, mate. I'm not going to turn on a player that didn't make the right decision or anything like that. That's not for now. But, obviously it's going forward, it's a great experience for them guys to make sure next time we get that opportunity that we make it right.
Going forward, there would be a deep review as far as that, what we all know, the drop.
Dave, I don't know, mate. Everyone wants to talk about everything negative, don't they? Like around there, you're just talking about it now. But I think if you go back and look at the year, I mentioned it in next door, every team's going to have a period they're not playing well. And every team in the competition's done that. The top 8 teams have done less of it. That's why they finished so clear of the 9th position. Ours was obviously at the back end of the year after a pretty heavy load through that middle third. With the origin players that we haven't had in there before, and with the type of footy we played for the first 10, 12 weeks, there's got to be a drop somewhere, because to sustain that week in, week out hasn't happened in the competition. So the competition this year is as close as it's ever been. The back end, obviously we got some injuries at the wrong time, very wrong time. To be without Gaz and Vaughan tonight, it was a little bit difficult. But yes, obviously there'll be a review at the end of the year, mate, and we'll look at exactly what you spoke about. But every team will go through a review and make sure that you get things right for the following year and put things into place. But we certainly have a process in place around origin time. We'll review that. Resting players at different stages. But look, again, we're trying to find something. The 2 games are the most disappointing games in the 27 rounds, 27 games we've played, obviously, is the Parramatta game and the Canterbury game. If you take them 2 games out, we're very consistent, most of them pretty well the rest of the year. We lost some tight ones. But the Canterbury game was a good kick in the teeth, wasn't it, to be honest with you? So, so we regrouped after that, and possession-wise for that period against Parramatta and Tigers and Canterbury, we didn't have any, so we had to work on our discipline. Again, tonight we started 4-1 down the penalty count, so we've got to get our discipline right at the back end. Start next year, we've got to start with it. So how did we regroup? We just made sure that whatever was next was going to be better than what was in the past, and we had to learn from it. Well, today's an opportunity miss for sure, but it's definitely, bounds forward, not steps. Yeah, he got a needle to come back on, but it wasn't right. So Taz would have done everything he possibly could to get back on the field, but when the needle didn't do what it needed to do, obviously he wasn't right to come back on. The same thing happened with Nano. Nano was injured for most of that second half. So...
I think he was calling for the bench.
There was no subs left, mate. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it was alright. I think everyone was busted at some stage, and yeah, we just had to tough it out. And yeah, a lot of boys other than me, toughed it out in that last period of the game.
Was it chaotic the last 5 minutes?
I think from both sides, I guess when it's that tight, you don't want to give away penalties. The ruck play is a lot quicker, and things are just happening, and they took their opportunities and we missed ours, and that's what it come down in the end.
How do you look back to some of Mary's reflections? Frizz, you've been in this team for quite a while now. How do you look back on what's been through a roller coaster season for the team?
Yeah, it's hard to look back at it now. It's pretty tough. I only could talk about tonight and how proud I was of the boys and the position we got ourselves in. It's fairly spoken about how our form was leading into the final series, and I think we did everything we could last week and tonight, so that's all we can ask from the boys.
Is it fair to say that you'll come in with a lot more positivity from compared to this time last year, given that it was week 2 and most of this group's going to be here again?
Yeah, for sure. And like Mary said, there's a lot of youth that have been able to play a fair few games of first grade, and that's a step forward for the club, and hopefully that puts us in a better position for next year.
Do you feel like you squeezed every last lemon out of them, considering the injuries and everything that you went through last month?
Yeah, look, I'm very proud of the performance they put in the last 2 weeks, considering how much everyone thought we were outsiders. And we are busted, mate. Like, there's a lot of guys getting needled. A lot of blokes didn't even train through the week. And then again, I said before, to lose one during the game is such an important part of what we're about on that left edge, especially with Gareth not there as well. Super impressed with the attitude and the attitude of arrogance a little bit too. When good teams are playing well, they've got that arrogance about them, and we had that back the last couple of weeks, which is really important going forward.
Can you tell us how bad Jack's been last?
Well, Jack, I pretty well haven't seen Jack. He's been at the physio most of the time. So he's been in a boot, then into a soft shoe, then into a jogger, and into a needle, into a pair of footy boots. That's pretty well how Jack's week's been. And that's not uncommon like a few blokes. So, that's pretty well shows the character that I've been talking about most of the year that we didn't have for 2 games. But Dave Rico over there wants to bring up the fall.
Cameron McGuinness penalty. Gary.
Sorry?
Cameron McGuinness.
Yeah, look, a big call, big important call, but, the rule that I know it to be is that it's only a penalty if the passer changes his line of pass. I'm not sure Cam done that. So obviously the bloke didn't get it out of the way, so it could have been play on. But that's fine, he didn't have to get out of the way, he just didn't have to move. But obviously the pass was in line with someone who was going to, the person was in line with someone who was going to receive the ball, which was Jack. And to my liking, Cam didn't pass it down, he passed it flat. So I'd say play on. But obviously Bernard will come out and talk to us about it. He'll have probably a slightly different version possibly, or maybe the same, I'm not sure.
Gary, who wins it from here?
Sorry? Who wins it from here? Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure really. I haven't had too much thought. So just to come out and say someone random, I'll only be guessing.